which probably means that those speakers aren't working, right? Okay, so welcome tonight. We're going to celebrate the successes of our student athletes and teams, both athletic and academic. But before I begin, I want to remind you that tonight's event are a special time, and some may win and some may not. Please give each winner and presenter the grace they deserve, and hold all your calls until tomorrow. Let's just enjoy tonight. I'd like to start by thanking the Board of Education, Mr. Pilati, Miss Allison, Miss Wachtel, Miss Wall, for providing these student athletes the invaluable opportunity that we have to compete in athletics. I'd like to thank our grounds crew, our maintenance staff, our custodial staff for keeping our facilities in tip-top shape. And many of you know and probably can hear that has been a struggle for us this year for all the construction we've gone through, and we are still completing the softball field next week, and the tennis court should be done in about a month and a half. And they're still working tonight. And obviously they're working right now. I'd like to thank sports for providing everybody who's not here the opportunity to see our athletes in action. I'd like to thank the people behind the scenes, Ms. Amadon, Ms. Teresa Persicilli in our nurse's office. A special thanks to my faculty manager, Jill Brown, and my triplets. You know who you are. I couldn't have done this without you. But last but not least, parents, we'd like to thank you. Everything you do for your child, bringing them the uniforms when they forget them, washing them when they forget them, bringing their shoes, socks, their favorite t-shirt, whatever it is, you guys do it. You show up at away games. We have the biggest crowd usually at away games. And over the past couple of years, we've been complimented on how great our parents are and how great our kids are at the away games. Senior parents, you will be missed, but you're always welcome here. Once a Raider, always a Raider. Over the last couple of years, our coaches have been working very hard to achieve not only athletic success, but success in the classroom. For the past 6 years, we have qualified as a scholar athlete status for New York High School, which means 75% of our rosters have a greater than 90% average, which means you take 75% of the kids on the team, you add up their GPAs, and you have to get above a 90. We had 301 varsity athletes participate this year. They have a combined average of 90.4, and 182 of them have averages of 90 or better. Last year, we were one of only 11 schools in Section 5 to receive the distinction of being a school of distinction, which means 100% of our varsity teams have averages of 90 or above. I am pleased to announce for the second year in a row, Hornell High School, its coaches and athletes have achieved this once again. We are a school of distinction. At this time, I'm going to call up Stella Argentieri, Brody Flights, Nick Gray, and Jordan Dyering to present our letter winners for this year.
Hello. I'm going to start with 7th grade. Aaliyah Bouthier for Winter Cheer, Bronx Cage Wrestling, Anatole Colson Wrestling, Tegan Evelyn Girls Basketball, Trevor Hawks Wrestling, Eliana Hopper Girls Swim, and that's all for 7th grade. 8th grade, we have Abby Briggs for girls swim, Isabel Gardner for softball, Zoe Hartman Gurley for winter cheer, Joseph Kilmer wrestling, Keegan Matt wrestling, Delaney Thompson indoor track, Chase Towner wrestling, Miriam Vetter fall cheer and winter cheer, Hunter Whitesall wrestling, Patrick Wing wrestling, and that's all for 8th grade. Okay. For 9th grade, we have Caden Acor for golf, Haley Allen, girls swim, Elliot Bale, swim, Elisa Bowden, cross country, indoor track, and outdoor track, Noemi Bouthier, fall cheer and winter cheer, Cody Cardamone, boys soccer, Sylvia Coretto, girls soccer, indoor track and track, Marion Colson, girls soccer, indoor track, outdoor track, Laura Connors, skiing, Michaela Cullen, cheer and winter cheer, Lila Dyring, volleyball and softball, Reagan Evingham, girls soccer, girls basketball and softball, Hayden Grillo, cheer and winter cheer, Alyssa Haley, girls soccer, winter cheer and softball, Riley Harwood, girls soccer, indoor track, outdoor track, Zach House, Owen Heyer, football, Nathan Knight, swimming, Juliana Martin, cheer, Devin May, swimming and golf, Kendall Mullen, skiing, Alex Norton, golf, Noah Panter, golf, Paul Schroeder, swimming, Alexis Smith, girls soccer, girls basketball and softball, Evelyn Stryker, girls swim, and Ella White, girls soccer, indoor track, and outdoor track. That's all for 9th grade. For 10th grade, we have Skylar Eldridge, boys soccer and outdoor track, Brendan Becker, Peyton Bentley, volleyball and girls basketball, Kezia Chase, girls swim, Kylie Dennis, winter cheer, Demaine Dixon, boys soccer, boys basketball and outdoor track, Jordan Dyring, volleyball, girls basketball and softball, Joshua Enns is in the wrong category. I know. Joshua Enns, football, Wyatt Evingham, boys soccer, boys basketball and baseball, Brody Flights, football, Amari Fleury, tennis, Ella Foreman, cross country, Parker Graham, girls soccer, indoor track, outdoor track, and softball, Nicholas Gray, boys soccer and boys basketball, Margaret Hall, girls swim and skiing, Ryan Harkenrider, boys soccer, Ajane Hawkins, girls basketball and outdoor track, Trayvon Heckman, indoor track and outdoor track, Lillian Hendrickson, girls swim, Skylar Jones, football, Demetrius Metamopoulos, tennis, Selena Maldonado, girls soccer, indoor track, girls basketball, outdoor track. Amari Fury, tennis. Okay. Maylee Martin, indoor track. Josh Cocan, swimming. Devontae Meadows, football. Connor Meehan, football and wrestling. Aiden Miller, skiing. Mia Nasca, volleyball and girls basketball and tennis. Marco Pico, boys soccer and boys basketball. Maddie Raycroft, fall cheer. Matt Robinson, skiing. Claire Rhodes, tennis. Audrey Smith, tennis. Dakota Souls, golf. Davin Thompson, tennis. And Jalen Towner, winter cheer. Catherine Valentine, tennis. Christian Valle, boys soccer. Sophia Van Leeuwen, tennis. Alfie Whiteley, boys soccer. Dylan Woodward, football. And that's all for 10th grade. Now for the juniors. Isaiah Adams, football. Ava Argenteri, volleyball. Jordan Carey, football. Madison Connor, girls soccer and softball. Clayton Coots, football and wrestling. Kellen Crow, boys soccer, boys basketball and track. Dylan Cullen, wrestling and baseball. Braden Fowler, football, wrestling, and baseball. Landon Gatson, football. Austin Golnitz, football, boys basketball, and outdoor track. Lucas Hancock, football and baseball. Chloe Harwood, girls soccer. Reese Harwood, softball. McKenna Hasper, skiing. Rachel Holbrook, golf. Ashton Hooker, football, indoor track, and baseball. Christopher Hoyt, tennis. Lillian Hoyt, girls soccer and girls basketball. Bryn Hunt, fall cheer and winter cheer. Seamus Cork, football, skiing, and baseball. Alexis Knickerbocker, wrestling. Quinn Morrow, boys basketball. Aaron McInerney, football, boys basketball, and baseball. Ryan McLaughlin, indoor track and tennis. Nathan McMichael, football. Zara Mir, girls basketball. William Murphy, boys soccer, skiing, and tennis. PJ Pico, boys soccer, boys basketball, baseball, and golf. Kylie Regal, fall cheer and winter cheer. Christopher Rittenberg, boys soccer, skiing, and tennis. Madison Rudenauer, girls soccer and outdoor track. Samantha Sexsmith, winter cheer. Caleb Stryker, swimming and golf. Aaliyah Stewart, volleyball and softball. Aiden Trappis, boys soccer and indoor track and outdoor track. Enrique Valley, tennis. Logan Vondertrack, football and baseball. Nathan Wise, cross country, indoor track, and outdoor track. And that's all for the juniors.
I'm reading the seniors. What else did I just read?
I don't know. I'm reading the seniors. I'm going now for the seniors.
Now for the seniors. Stella Argenteri, volleyball and winter cheer. Is that what? Okay. Daniel Barnett, baseball. Larissa Berzera, volleyball, girls basketball, and tennis. Kayla, girls swim. Braden Campbell, football and track. Evan Clare, football and track. Andrew Davis, boys soccer and skiing. Jack Emo, boys soccer. Megan Evingham, cheer and winter cheer. Laura Flights, volleyball. Nora Foreman, cross country and track. Russell Gage, football. Caden Skolnitz, volleyball, girls soccer, and girls basketball. Lucy Grillo, cheer and winter cheer. Ethan Hall, football. Amaya Hoffman, girls soccer. Spencer Hopper, boys soccer, swimming, and track. Riley Heyer, tennis. Mary Kaczynski, swimming. Nolan McGregor, wrestling and tennis. Logan McGregor, tennis. Mia Mikolojak, volleyball. Hunter Mosier, football, swimming, and track. Abby O'Donohue, girls soccer and track. Jaden O'Hara, girls soccer. Charlie Oyer, baseball. Davin Oyer, boys soccer and baseball. Gabriella Pacero, girls swim and golf. Xavier Patrick, football, boys basketball, and track. Jake Phillips, indoor and track. Gennaro Pico, boys soccer, boys basketball, and baseball. Kevin Reagan, boys soccer. Eric Ross, boys soccer, baseball. Christian Scott, tennis. Liam Sirianni, tennis. Hayden Smith, baseball. Vivian Smith, tennis. Logan Snyder, football, wrestling, baseball. Riley Tierney, skiing and golf. Braden Vaughn, football and baseball. Is that it?
Nope. Face that way. Before I let these three sit down, let me just tell you a little bit about what we've done for the past 2 years. For the past 2 years, these three, Brody Fleiss, Nick Gray, and Jordan Dyring, have joined me as well as Section 5 as a part of the Student Leadership Committee. They have met once a month, every Sunday up in Rochester, and they are the student voice for Section 5 for changes that our athletes and Section 5 athletes want to see. 2 weeks ago, they put out a presentation to help modified athletes succeed in high school. So these guys have been very busy behind the scenes, so let's give them a round of applause. The next part of our program, we would like to recognize those student athletes who have earned 8 or more letters during their careers here at Hornell High School. Our first one is Kayla Briggs, girls swimming and diving 3 years, tennis 3 years, cross country 1 year, indoor track 1 year, and track and field 1 year. Andrew Davis, skiing 4 years, soccer 2 years, baseball 2 years. Nora Foreman, cross country 4 years, indoor track 3 years, outdoor track 4 years. Caden Skolnitz, volleyball 4 years, softball 3 years, basketball 2 years, soccer 1 year, swimming and diving 1 year, track and field 1 year. Jacob Phillips, track and field 4 years, indoor track 3 years, soccer 1 year. Gennaro Pico, soccer 4 years, basketball 4 years, baseball 4 years. And our last is a very special award from some of our coaches. We wanted to recognize his accomplishments at a different school. It's Logan Snyder. He did football 2 years, wrestling 1 year, and baseball 1 year at Hornell. He lettered at Bradford High School in wrestling for 2 years, and at Bradford High School he also lettered in baseball 2 years. Congratulations. As we move on to our team awards, our first presenter for football, Dr. Ismail Mir.
Good evening, everyone. First and foremost, I never imagined I'd be standing up here saying I'm coaching football, and I want to thank John for his unwavering support through the season as we underwent transition, a big transition this past year for the football program. He was always there behind the scenes as the one person I can lean on as a first-year coach. I want to thank my coaches, my staff for being there, putting this season together. There was a lot of moving parts, but we could have not done anything without you guys, so thank you guys. To the seniors, thank you for everything. I know you guys are here. You guys will always be a special part for me, my special group, and I will always remember you guys because you guys really went through so much adversity and so much transition and so many changes, but you believed in the process. It's something we talked about throughout the season. I thank the Red Raider community and just our town for all the support. Seniors, hopefully the lessons that we talk about out here at the end of practices, before games, those lessons were not just to win out here. They were for lessons that hopefully help you guys succeed at life. And that's something as coaches we want to see you guys, is we really want to see you succeed at the game called life. So I hope you guys take those to heart. Unfortunately, we fell short of our goals this past season. And there's one thing that we teach our players and our kids in the football program: there are no excuses. So I have no excuse here. We didn't get what we wanted to do, but the one thing we know for those guys coming up through this next season is we're going to work harder and we will do better. So I have two awards for the football program. First is the Tom Kinney Golden Helmet Award. Historically, this award in the past used to go to that one player who made a difference each and every day, be it in practice, be it in games. His efforts in play weren't necessarily seen in the stat book. They weren't noted in the write-ups or on the news channels, and often went unrecognized by people sitting here in the stands watching our games. Basically, the unsung hero. This year's recipient was always undersized physically, but effort and heart are immeasurable, and he put both forth to make tremendous plays when he was being unmanned by players bigger and faster than him. Every team has that unsung hero, the student athlete who does great things but goes unnoticed by many. We as coaches noticed everything that he did. We noticed his work ethic, his effort, and we definitely saw his heart each and every day in practice and in the games. This year's winner of the Tom Kinney Award is Braden Campbell. Braden will be going to Alfred State and pursuing a degree in architecture. Alrighty, and one more award. We added an award to the football program, an MVP, a football MVP award, and I'm honored to share this award, but I'm actually more honored and humbled to say that this award is named after a classmate, a childhood friend, and a teammate of mine, Lawrence P. Gleason, Trooper Gleason. We graduated together in 1991, and then Larry went on to be a state trooper, which was a dream of his. He graduated from the academy in May of 2001, and 8 months later, he was responding to a domestic violence incident and was killed in the line of duty by the suspect who shot him, mortally wounding him. Many of us sitting in the stands, and I know the students here, we walk by that glass showcase inside the school every day, and we see number 28, Larry's jersey hanging, and number 56, Zach's jersey. I hope people actually take pause and actually look at their jerseys, take a look at their pictures, and reflect on their sacrifices, rather than just walk by. I know as a football program last year, early on, we made a point that we would always talk about Larry and Zach in the month of February. Ironically, both of them were killed in the month, that same month. And afterwards, you know, it's important for them to know, for the football program, and hopefully for everyone here, that they're part of our brotherhood in the football program, those before us and those after us. I know each and every one of the coaches here preaches and talks about brotherhood and sisterhood. Seniors, I remind all of you how short life really is. Larry and I graduated in 1991, and then less than 10 years later, we were burying our friend and our teammate. After you move on from HHS, continue those bonds as teammates, as friends. Cherish the times on and off the field. It was only fitting we named this award after Larry to be the most valuable player. To be a most valuable player, one has to be unselfish. One always has to be willing to sacrifice. Larry did so right out here on this turf, and did so by sacrificing his life in the line of duty. The recipient for the inaugural MVP goes to a student athlete who simply wanted to win, to always do the best for the team. He wasn't worried about his personal stats, didn't want personal glory, but he was rarely stopped for a loss when he was running the ball. He played unselfish out here, and at one point in the season, we wanted to make a change in positions, something that, you know, it's difficult for a student athlete to take on when, you know, there's positions being changed around. And we sat down and talked to him as coaches, and he looked at us and said, "Coach, I just want to win. I just want the team to win." I'm honored to share with you the inaugural winner of the Larry P. Gleason Award goes to Logan Snyder. Logan's going to be going to Hobart and studying architecture.
First of all, I'd like to congratulate all of our athletes, especially the seniors. A special thanks to Mr. Cardamone, who always has the athlete's best interest. I would like to thank the coaching staff of our soccer program, John Ashworth, Josh Harrison, Bill Headley, Mike Marlette, Zach Haynes, and Caden Dunham, who was he was given an award at Section 5 banquet as the Assistant Coach of the Year. This year we had a couple of boys break some school records. Wyatt Evingham, 21 assists, and Jack Emo had 39 goals. The following seniors were chosen to play in our exceptional senior game: Jack Emo, Gennaro Pico, Andrew Davis, Eric Ross, and Davin Oyer. We also had 3 players that were chosen as Livingston County First Team All-Stars. Again, Jack Emo, Gennaro Pico, and Wyatt Evingham. A number of players were picked as second team All-Stars. We were fortunate enough to have 4 individuals that were picked for the Section 5 All-Tournament team: Jack Emo, Gennaro, Davin Oyer, and PJ Pico. As a team, we won our 6th Section 5 title this year. One of the big highlights of the season was coming back with 15 minutes left in the game against the number 2 team second-ranked team in the state, Livonia, and we were fortunate enough to come back there and then go on and defeat Bishop Kearney for our 6th title. We look forward to a lot more success in the future. Thank you. Our soccer award is called the Nick Sam Award. The Nick Sam Award is a sportsmanship award that's given in honor of a former Hornell soccer player who died tragically in an accident. This year's winner always showed tremendous sportsmanship, although he was double, triple teamed pretty much at all times. Some of his stats that I'm going to just rattle off right now. He leaves Hornell as the all-time leading scorer with 90 goals. Some of his individual awards: he was chosen 3-time Livingston County First Team All-Star. He was the MVP of the Livingston County League. The last 2 seasons, he was voted First Team All-State. This year, he was honored at a Section 5 banquet for Player of the Year, and he also leaves Hornell as a 2-time sectional champion. I've said over and over to people that Jack's accomplishments on the soccer field take a back seat to the type of individual he is. So this year's Nick Sam Award could go to nobody more deserving than Jack Emo. So Jack, come on.
First off, on behalf of all the girls in the soccer program, I would like to thank Val Smith, Vicki Thomas, Tom Connors, and Sandy Hillman. As board members of the Lady Raiders Soccer Club, they ensure our varsity girls players are able to attend team camp each summer and help supplement all the things the girls need and want each season. We would also like to thank our youth, JV, modified, and assistant coaches, Sandy Hillman, Kerrigan Lisi, Jimmy Dagan, Lauren Scholes, and Caden Dunham, for all their hard work that they put in year-round to keep our younger players involved with and loving the sport of soccer. The 2003 varsity girls soccer team finished the season 10-5-2. They finished second in Livingston County Division I to eventual state champion Bath Haverling. Maddie Rudenauer, Chloe Harwood, Parker Graham, and Reagan Evingham were named Division I All-Stars. Abby O'Donohue was selected as an exceptional senior, and Rudenauer was also named to the Class B All-Tournament team. The loss of our 3 seniors, Jaden O'Hara, Abby O, and Mom Hoffman, will be felt throughout the program. But with a huge core returning, the Lady Raiders look forward to a successful 2024. It is now my pleasure to announce the winner of the Girls Soccer Ted Hillman Memorial Award. This award goes to a student athlete who values the team before self and understands and encourages the values of teamwork. The 2023-24 Ted Hillman Award winner, as chosen by the Hillman family, is Abigail O'Donohue.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone. My name is Mike DeGaetano, and it has been my privilege and an honor to coach cross-country, indoor, and outdoor track for almost 3 decades. It's been a wonderful experience, and the athletes and students that I've met and the friends that I have made and the coaches I have worked with, I just wanted to say thank you. I'm not going far, though, so don't worry. Just thanks to my assistant coach, Miss Katie Kenny, John Cardamone, Ray Nankaville, who I have to yell at to stop mowing the cross-country course at North Hornell because it's supposed to be cross-country, not a golf course. They just do a fantastic job. They take such pride in our grounds. So let's have a round of applause for Ray and the boys who do so much for us. You'll see me a couple of other times tonight, and I promise to try to be brief, but I am an English teacher. We talk about in our running programs. It's an individual sport, but yet we're still a team. Individual performances make good things happen for the team. It's about dedication to the program. It is about perseverance and enduring setbacks and overcoming obstacles. And it's about personal improvement. And those, like Dr. Mears said, are very important life lessons. And I hope we've instilled that in many of our athletes over the years and built that tradition in our program. The 2023 Crater Cross Country team was no exception. We were very small, a lot of first-year runners. Our lone senior, Nora Foreman, had been battling injuries for 2 solid seasons, but refused to quit, competed at the county championship in the Section 5 meet. Our boys and girls, as Mr. Cardamone said, were named Scholar Athletes. We keep track of a drop squad every year, and that honor went to Ella Foreman this year for the most time dropped over the course of a season in terms of just charting personal improvements. Junior Nathan Wise was our only boy, epitomizing the loneliness of the long-distance runner. But he persevered as well, set personal bests at McQuaid, the Steuben County meet, and at sectionals. And we have a group of young modified runners who looks good for the future, moving forward. And they're all and those young girls are gonna join a 2-time Steuben County All-Star and Section 5 team champion, freshman Elisa Bowden. She was dominant in our league competition, and she finished 41st at McQuaid, 7th at our county meet, which was more challenging than sectionals, where she this year improved from a 6th place last year to a 3rd place finish, earning her a berth to the New York State Championship meet. The Red Raider Award is aptly named the Pain, Pressure, Fear, and Mud Award. That epitomizes all that runners endure. And it definitely embodies what this runner had to endure at the state championship meet. Sudden violent illness, a lack of sleep, an angry chaperone, hostile weather conditions, and no chance to warm up were all the opponents that day before she took one step on what turned out to be a very unforgiving 5K course. In fact, she was literally down on the ground as others were warming up. But she refused not to run. And after a rough first mile at an over 8-minute pace, she showed resilience, tenacity, and guts. She finished the race in a respectable 22:58, averaging a 7:20 mile. So, in honor of all of that and her dedication to the program, our cross-country MVP goes to Elisa Bowden.
Is that working? I already turned it off. I first want to thank my coaching staff, Coach Ashlyn and Coach Izzy. I couldn't get through any season without them. We had one of our best seasons yet. 2023 was definitely something for varsity volleyball. We finished the season 15-5. We were able to host 2 sectional games, winning the quarterfinal round against a very tough Penn Yan team, taking them to 5 sets, winning them 3-5. Our season ended in a semifinal round, something that varsity volleyball in many years hasn't gotten to, against a very tough #1 seed in Mid-Lakes. I'm looking forward to another year and even more successful 2024. A few shout outs. We had 3 LCAA All-Stars this year: Larissa Bezura, Lyra Dyring, and Mia Nasca. Larissa was a powerhouse for us. She was an awesome add to our team. I wish she could come back next year. She was also voted a sectional all-tournament team. Kaden Skalnitz was chosen to play in our exceptional senior game this year as well. So we had a lot of great accolades this year on the varsity volleyball team. The Red Raider Award every year is given to the student athlete with the greatest spirit, desire, leadership, courage, and sportsmanship for that particular sport. We had an amazing group of girls this year that worked together, and we have succeeded so much together that hasn't been done in many years. Having a player who can go into any moment in any position is amazing. Learning multiple positions and rotations for that rotation isn't easy, but any player willing to go in a clutch makes coaching this individual super easy. Whether I was asking to serve under pressure, go play great back row defense, or become a hitter, this athlete did it with a smile without any hesitation. It what makes a silent leader. Having a positive attitude and asking no questions from your coach and doing your job is what makes this year's Red Raider Volleyball Award winner, Aaliyah Stewart.
Good evening. My name is Heather Curran, and this is Bailey Smith. We co-coach the varsity cheerleading team together. We would like to start off with some thank yous. I personally want to thank Bailey for everything she does to support me as a coach, as well as everything she does to support, lead, and coach the team. We would like to thank all the parents, grandparents, and supporters of our girls. We would like to thank Mr. Cardamone for his support of the team, as well as our tumbling instructor, Nanu, for helping us elevate our tumbling score and literally being our biggest cheerleader ever. Lastly, we would like to thank our families for their support of us and the team. The Hornell varsity competitive cheerleading team attended 5 competitions this season. At sectionals, we fell just short of the top 5, placing 6th out of 11 teams in our division. The girls improved their performance scores from competition to competition. They worked hard and persevered all season long, and we are very proud of their accomplishments. One of the most notable accomplishments was hitting 0. For those of you that might not know, that means that they did not drop any stunts at sectionals, and they were one of only 2 teams in their division to do so. So that should tell you how difficult it is to do. We are very thankful to have had the opportunity to coach this group of girls. And lastly, we want to give a special recognition to the girl on our team that will be receiving our Red Raider Award. Throughout the season, she consistently put the team above herself. She was willing to give up her spot as a flyer if it benefited the team, and she also pushed herself to gain a new tumbling skill. She is an all-around team player, has a great attitude, and is a true leader, and that person is Samantha Sexton.
Sure. Thanks. First off, I'd like to thank Kristen Hazard, my assistant coach for the girls, and boys swim team. We'll focus on the girls first. Hard thing about swimming with our dual meet season is numbers. Very similar to cross country, I guess you'd say, is filling the pool is extremely helpful to win swim meets. So for the girls season, having 10 girls, we're already kind of fighting an uphill battle as we go. So overall, we ended up 5th place out of the 7 teams, which we scored the most points in team history in the last 10 years, which was definitely a positive for us. The sectionals, we ended up 9th out of the 12 teams. Of course, I have to make note of both of our seniors, both Gabby Pissarro and Kayla Briggs, because of stepping in for me being their coach for for my first year with them. Definitely the leadership and focus. I know one of them picked the 100 fly, the other one picked the 500, and that's where they got stuck pretty much for every dual meet. So I have to thank them for their hard work and tenacity throughout the season. We had 2 Livingston County All-Stars, Evelyn Stryker and Gabby Pissarro. And our Andy Flights Memorial Award winner is going to go to Kayla Briggs. Switching over to the boys, very similar situation as far as numbers. For the boys season this year, we actually merged with Arkport, adding a swimmer, Josh, from Arkport this year. Josh, you here? Josh? Josh? Sorry, that's an inside joke. Anyways, definitely low numbers as far as our season goes. Heading into, we ended up 5-3 for our dual meet season, which was over a 500 record, which I do believe it's been a couple years since then. We ended up 4th in the LCA championships, and in sectionals we ended up 10th overall. We had 3 Livingston County All-Stars. We had Merrick Kaczynski, we had Caleb Stryker, as well as Josh Koken. We had individual LCA champions, Merrick Kaczynski in the 50 free and 100 back, as well as Caleb Stryker in the 200 freestyle and 100 freestyle. Caleb also won the Performer of the Meet for the LCA championships. On the boys' side, we have the John Skinner Memorial Award. This year goes to Merrick Kaczynski. As of today, known as the King of Hearts, I guess. That's what they say. Thank you.
Told you, second time around. I asked Hornell Indoor Track and Field team is a co-ed team. We compete together, boys and girls, but we score separately at league championships and sectionals. So I asked my co-coach, this is Angela Delaney, to join me here. The Hornell Indoor Track team competes in the Rochester Winter Track League. Just a little quick perspective, sitting here thinking, when back about 1985, 1995, maybe 20, 30 teams in the league. There are so many teams now in our league, we've had to break into a Monroe County division, a Finger Lakes division, a Rochester Winter Track League North, and a South division. So it's quite a popular sport, and I'll echo Mr. Welch, yes, it's a numbers game, and you're going to see that the Lady Raiders had an outstanding season, and we had more depth, we had a bigger squad. We had broke numerous school records. We had Selena Maldonado in the long jump in the 55, Ella White in the 55 hurdles, and the girls' 1600-meter relay team all set new school records. Top finishers were Ella, Selena, Sylvia Corretto, Maylee Martin, Riley Harwood, Marianne Delaney, and Maylee in the 800 relay. The girls finished at the league championship 5th out of 24 teams. So 24 teams just in Rochester Winter Track League South. For the boys, a little different situation. We had senior Jake Phillips leading the way, along with Nathan Wise, Ashton Hooker, Aiden Travis. Joining them was newcomer Trayvon Heckman. The boys, Jake took 5th and placed 7th in the long jump, 3rd in the 300. At the Section 5 championship meet, the Lady Raiders were 3 out of 16. Delaney Thompson, our high jump winner. Our 1600 relay was Delaney, Ella White, Sylvia Corretto, and Parker Graham. Selena, Ella, Eliza, and Silly Corretto and Parker Graham also brought home awards and scored for us, and along with that 800-meter relay. And again, in sectionals, Jake, our top finisher, placing 5th in the 300, 7th in the long jump. Ashton Hooker, Nathan Wise, and our relay of Jake, Ashton, Nathan, and Trayvon Heckman. At the Section 5 state qualifier meet, Ella White just missed qualifying for the New York State Public High School Championships. She finished 4th in the 55 hurdles. She was the sectional champion. She was 3rd in the 300 and 5th in the 55-meter dash. She came up just a couple of tenths short in the 55 hurdles, a technical event that she had never competed in before that season. And again, steady improvement, school records. The Indoor MVP or Red Raider Award has been nicknamed the Long Haul Award. Indoor, if you competed during the winter sports, you know winter sports are a long, long season. It's a long drive to meets that can last quite a long time. And then when the weather's not cooperative, we run in the long hallways of HHS. We're proud to introduce the winner of the Red Raider Long Haul Award for 2023-24 to Miss Ella White.
I'm Mary Franklin, coach of the modified. Hi, I'm Mary Franklin, coach of the modified girls varsity and boys varsity alpine ski team. A lot of thanks already go out, but I want to add a few of my own. First to John for always supporting my crazy requests every year. Thanks for coming out this season and bearing that cold weather as a gatekeeper and learning more about our sport, so thank you very much. Special thanks to Steve Slate for working with me on last-minute busing changes, which often comes along with an outdoor winter sport. The Swain Race Department for providing course maintenance and great courses despite what Mother Nature had for us this season, which was basically a strip of mashed potatoes down the race course for most of the season. I'd especially like to thank Jamie for melding with me this season to provide some great training. Thanks, Jim, for your efforts with our team as well. Thank you to all my gatekeepers who stood out in the hill during our host race to help our team, and thank you to our parents who support these kids physically, mentally, financially, in order to make this sport work for our kids and this team possible. The ski team competes in the Southern Tier Race League, which is composed of 9 teams that pull from 14 school districts in Steuben and surrounding counties. We race against every team in the league at every race. We made the most of the spring-like conditions as our teams were able to climb the ladder and see improvement in the league this season. Since our return to the league, Hornell has been building a reputation of being strong competitors in the league, and this year more than ever, our names have been in the conversation as contenders for top spots, both team and individually. I'll start with our boys varsity. We ended our season with a 5th place finish in the league, with standout performances by Andrew Davis, Riley Tierney, and Seamus Cork. Our team was one of the largest in the league, a sign of good things to come. Andrew was our top racer this year, earning an individual 7th place standing in the league. He boasted 2 top 10 finishes at sectionals this year, placing 7th in giant slalom and 4th place in slalom, which is an amazing accomplishment. Andrew, can you stand for a second? I want to congratulate Andrew. Right now you're looking at one of the top racers ever to compete at Hornell High School. He's really going to be missed next year. Our girls varsity team had an excellent season. Several top 10 finishes were achieved throughout the season by each member of our team. They averaged 3rd place throughout the season, but were edged out in the last weekend of races, and we ended up with a 4th place league finish. Margaret Hall was our top racer, earning an individual 9th place standing in the league, while also placing 8th in giant slalom at sectionals. We'll not be losing any of the girls to graduation, so I'm really excited actually to see what we have for them next year. Okay, on to our ski team award. This year our award goes to the skier with the most heart. I remember him as a junior high kid who saw our team practicing one year, and he just came up to me and he asked if he could train with the team and participate in a lot of the skills that we were exercising at the time on the hill. So I gladly responded to his enthusiasm and took him for the rest of the night. I probably shouldn't say this to Mom, but that night I think he ended up in the woods. I had to kind of go and help him out of the woods because he got himself in a little bit of a bind. But he talked his mom into joining the race team. He wears his passion for ski racing on his sleeve, constantly chatting about race season all year long. I often receive messages during the summer about how he hopes that it starts snowing soon. Gaining maturity with each season, he worked hard towards his goals, often putting in extra time outside of the scheduled training sessions. It showed in that he was the most consistent point scorer for his team this season, scoring team points at every race. And for skiing, only the top 3 racers of your whole team score for the team. So he was a consistent scorer this year for our team. Whether or not his individual goals were realized, he never gave up. He brought a growth mindset to practice and worked through all of his setbacks. This type of athlete doesn't come around often, so I'll surely miss being able to share the slopes with him. This year, the 2024 Alpine Ski Award goes to Riley Tierney.
Our wrestling coaches could not be here tonight. Coach Ray is away overseas, and Coach Woodworth came down with vertigo, and he tried to send me a speech, but it didn't come through very good. The Tony Batone Award is given to the most dedicated wrestler, and if you know anything about our wrestling season this year, we had a lot of young kids and a lot of first-timers, and our seniors and most of the team really put their heart and soul into helping out the newcomers, and that did come at the expense of their wins and losses and their success. And one of those seniors who will receive the Tony Batone Award is that kid. He gave everything he had to help out the team and make sure that we will survive for years to come. And it's my pleasure to present the Tony Batone Award to Nolan McGregor.
I'd like to start tonight by thanking our athletic director, John Cardamone, for his support throughout the year and organizing tonight's ceremony. I'd like to thank the custodial staff for their hard work cleaning the gymnasium and all their work behind the scenes. I'd like to thank our team manager, Braden Campy. He helped every day with drills or whatever me and the coaches needed. I'd like to thank my coaching staff, my varsity assistants, Mike Wilkinson and Joe Flint. JV staff, Sean Kern and Andy Flint, and modified coach Chris Van Leeuwen. They do so much to help the kids, myself, and the program. I've been extremely fortunate to have them by my side. Lastly, I'd like to thank my team. I enjoyed being with you guys a ton this year. You worked every day to get better. You played incredibly hard and were fun to coach, and I loved watching you compete not only in games, but also in practice. This year's group truly left everything they had on the floor, and that I'm thankful. The 23-24 season. This year's team finished 19-4 and won the Livingston County Division I championship for the second consecutive season. The team beat AAA Corning, won the Dan Barkley Classic against rival Wellsville, defeated Livonia 3 times, and got the #1 seed in sectionals. We lost in the sectional championship game to Minders at the Blue Cross Arena. This team was led by its senior captains, Gennaro Pico and Xavier Patrick. There were so many memorable moments from this past season, and I'd like to highlight a few. We had Marco's game-winning shot against Corning, coming off a pass from his brother PJ. AG coming into the game over in Livonia and scoring a bucket and taking a charge in the first 30 seconds of being on the floor after a horrific injury in the fall. There was a 12-point comeback win against Geneseo in the fourth quarter. I'll never forget Mac knocking down 7 threes against Wellsville at home. Webb's defense on Proudfoot and Feehan. The fourth quarter Gennaro had against Wellsville in the Barkley Classic at Alfred State. He absolutely just took over, and I just got out of his way. On senior night, the fourth quarter, Xavier had against York, scoring 8 points down the stretch. And lastly, there was the famous Pico-to-Pico lob, set the all-time record for most points scored in school history by Gennaro Pico. The kids responded to almost every challenge throughout the year. It was a year that I'll never forget. Next season, we have some big shoes to fill, but with 9 returners coming back and a few guys coming up from the JV team, we have high hopes to put together another memorable season. The Basketball Red Raider Award. The Red Raider Basketball Award is in honor of longtime manager Billy Juergens. Billy embodied what Hornell athletics are all about. He cared deeply about student athletes at HHS. This year, the award is being given to a player that has accomplished much over the last 4 years. He led our team in scoring with over 20 points per game, 3 years in a row. He scored a school record 1,608 points at HHS. He finished his high school career with 1,837 points. He had the single game scoring record of 45 points in a game. He was a 4-time Livingston County Division I All-Star. He was selected to play in the Section 5 Ronald McDonald All-Star game and was a 2-time Section 5 All-Tournament team member. His career was truly remarkable, and he will go down as one of the best basketball players to ever play at HHS. This year's recipient is Gennaro Pico.
Hey everybody, I'm Jim Dagan and I'm the coach of the Hornell girls varsity basketball team. First, I would just like to thank John Cardamone and everybody who was involved in putting on this event. It's really nice to be able to, culminate the year and appreciate all the hard work that all the players and all the coaches put in throughout the year. Especially to those athletes who play 3 sports. I coach 3 sports, so I know that it can be a lot going through the entire school year, going to practices and games and everything. I'd also like to thank my coaching staff, my assistant coach, Chris Clark. He's an unpaid assistant, but he is at every practice, every game, home and away. He's really dedicated to the program, so there's a special thanks to him. Paish, I'd like to give you a thanks too. What you do for the community, letting people who can't make it to the games live, watch the games on your channel on YouTube is just phenomenal. So thank you, Paish. I'd also like to thank my JV coach, Kiana Slate, her dad, Steve Slate, who is the JV assistant coach and organized all the bus trips at the bus garage, as well as Jen Bowie, our modified program coach. I'd also like to thank Chloe Harwood and Jasmine Ridgway for being our varsity managers this season. We had a great time having them on. Luckily, they're both juniors, so hopefully they'll be up for being managers again next year. Lastly, I'd like to thank the parents and the community. This year especially, the support that we had from everybody was unbelievable. Home games and away games really were just packed gyms, everybody showing support, reaching out and saying how happy they are for the girls. So that was really special. Thank you. This season, our overall record was 21-4. That was the most wins in a single season by any team in the girls program. We had 7 consecutive weeks ranked number 1 in the state. We finished the season ranked number 3 in the state. We were Livingston County champions at 6-0 overall in the league. We ended up winning the Section 5 Class B championship for the 2nd year in a row. And I was hoping to make this quick, but because the girls were so successful, we had 16 individual awards given out to players on our team, and I'm going to list them now. Selena Maldonado was a Livingston County All-Star, first team. She also was Section 5 Class B Tournament MVP, Section 5 Class B All-Tournament team, and an LCAA's Finest All-Star first team. Jordan Dyring was an All Greater Rochester All-Star First Team and LCAA's Finest Player of the Year, Livingston County All-Star First Team, and Livingston County News Player of the Week. Lillian Hoyt was Livingston County All-Star First Team and a Section 5 Class B All-Tournament Team. Reagan Evingham was Section 5 Class B All-Tournament Team. Peyton Bentley was Livingston County All-Star First Team, Livingston County News Player of the Week, Livingston County Player of the Week, and the MVP of the Dan Barkley Classic. Cadence Golnitz was also a Livingston County Exceptional Senior. So congratulations to all of you for that. With the amount of individual accolades that went out to a lot of players on our team, I thought about what made this team successful and what made them special. And it was definitely their hard work and their willingness to be selfless. You know, just doing whatever it took to make the team successful. So this year, I'm giving the award to someone who exemplified both of those things day in and day out. She always did whatever was needed to make the team successful. She never worried about playing time or being in the newspaper or individual stats. She just came to work hard really every single day, and it made my life easy as a coach. So the Red Raider Award for the girls basketball team goes to Cadence Golnitz. John was nice and let me do both of my awards back to back. So now I'll be presenting the Red Raider Award for the tennis team. This year, our tennis team was more successful than we were last year. That was our goal. We ended up winning more regular season matches than we did the year before, even though we graduated 14 seniors from last year's team. The biggest thing that this group did this year was just have a great attitude and really get the younger kids in the school excited about tennis. We've seen that because the modified program is growing. This group of seniors, I'd like to give a special thanks to on the tennis team. This is a group that has never played a match at home. So they knew that they were signing up to get on a bus every single day, whether it was a game or a practice. And having 22 kids on the team just really shows how dedicated they all were. The Red Raider Award this year is going to be presented to a young man who really just exemplifies dedication. He's a great kid to have on the team. He's great in the classroom. I had one complaint from one teacher about this kid, and it was because instead of doing his classwork, he was watching tennis on his laptop. So he's very, very dedicated to the craft. A little bit about this kid. As a 9th grader, I had him on the modified team, and he was not in the starting lineup. Fast forward 2 years later, he is our #1 singles player on the varsity team. He comes out every day in the summer, plays even by himself, will hit off of a wall. He's just really obsessed with it, and it makes my life really easy. The Red Raider Award for the tennis team goes to Ryan McLaughlin.
Good evening, everyone. How's everybody doing? I'm going to start with the thank yous. I'm Joe Flint, varsity baseball coach. First of all, I'd like to thank the varsity coaches, Pat McHale and Mike Bassage. Their dedication during this season was unbelievable, and without them, I couldn't have done it. I'd also like to thank the JV coaches, Chris Van Leeuwen and Kyle Fleitz, and modified coach Joe Gibson. Special thanks to John Cardamone for doing all he does for all of us. One thing he could maybe address that he hasn't so far is the unpaid assistants. It would really help our coaching staffs out if we could have some sort of pay for the assistants. They put in so much time without any pay, and it really is hard to find coaches to come and put in the number of hours that they put in. Also like to thank Laura Pico for the many hours doing the books for the baseball games. And I'd also like to thank the maintenance staff. The spring seasons are tough with the rain and everything, and they did an awesome job on the field this year. Lastly, I'd like to thank the parents for all their support over the last 4 years. We ended up 4-11 this year and lost in the first round of the sections. It really doesn't tell the story. This year was a challenge, in some ways the opposite of last year. Last year we seemed to get a hit or a defensive play when we needed it at the end of the game. This year I truly believe we have the talent, but just couldn't catch a break at the right time. We lost several games in which we were leading in the late innings, 4 or 5 by 1 run, and another 2 or 3 just by a few runs. I'd like to thank the players. Sometimes during these difficult seasons when the wins aren't piling up, you know, they can hang their head and sometimes their effort starts to wane. That didn't happen all year long. They had great attitudes, and for that, thank you very much. This year we had 18 players try out. We decided to keep all 18. We had 8 returning seniors, and we added 1 senior. We had 8 players coming up from JVs, 8 juniors and 1 sophomore. It just made sense to keep the program together by keeping all 18 players. It became difficult with playing time, and I'm sure there's some people that, you know, would have liked more playing time. It was just a difficult year for getting playing time. 4 captains were Davin Oyer, Braden Vaughn, Andrew Davis, and Charlie Oyer. The remaining seniors were Gennaro Pico, Dan Barnett, Eric Ross, Hayden Smith, and Logan Snyder. Andrew Davis led the team this year with a .353 batting average, and both Charlie Oyer and Gennaro Pico ended up with .327 batting average, and Davin Oyer ended up with a .302 average. Seniors, congrats and good luck in whatever endeavors you have chosen. Oops, sorry about that. Now for the 2024 Red Raider Baseball Award. This player led the team with a .353 batting average and also was a main part of our pitching rotation with a 3.16 ERA. He was a 2-year starter. He is also playing in the exceptional senior game this year. His best trait is that he is a very coachable and willing to learn player. He will continue his baseball career playing at GCC next year. The 2024 Baseball Award, Red Raider Baseball Award, goes to Andrew Davis.
Hello. Whoa. Okay. I think you can hear me from here. A little close. All right. My name is Jen Bowie. This is Amber Cassow. This is our 2nd year coaching the Hornell varsity softball team. When I was asked to summarize the season, I was struggling. My first summary was not as positive as it could have been. And then I was walking in the girls' locker room, and I saw a quote posted by Coach Welch on the wall for his swimmers. And it was, "Hardships often prepare ordinary people for an extraordinary destiny." And when I read that, I thought to myself, our season had its ups and downs, but that's what it was. It was a season of hardship. We had to overcome from the very beginning. We had to adapt, adjust, and overcome right from the start. We were excited for the season to begin, and we had only lost 3 seniors, and with the talent from our remaining players and JV girls coming up, I was sure we'd stay competitive and continue our momentum from last season. That excitement quickly turned into worry as 7 expected returners, 5 of which were starters on JV or varsity, and all valuable members of the team decided not to play. We also had a starting first baseman and pitcher out with a dislocated knee. We had to change the game plan. We were transparent with all the girls, and they really handled it well. They knew they were going to have to be versatile, and it was not going to be easy. So we started the season off with a little bit of hardship. And now it's time for our first game. But no big deal. We're playing Bath. Not worried at all. Not worried that they have a junior Division I signed pitcher all ready to go, and we've only got 10 kids. We weren't worried. Not a little. Right, girls? Yeah. Okay. So, defensively, we start out okay. Then we start making some mental errors, little things, first game jitters, and they just capitalized it. We also could not get our bats going. That was pretty much the first quarter of our season. And then, about a quarter in, we had another player decide to quit and leave the game. So we're down to 10 total that can play, and one is splitting time between track, with track being their primary, and helping any way they can. I'd like to talk about Madison Connor. She played third last year, but we really felt we needed her at second base, and I knew she could handle it. But in the beginning, she struggled with that mentally tough piece, and she transitioned to the outfield for a period. Maddie worked harder and grinded every day and ended up being our second baseman and doing a great job at it. Her range increased tremendously by the end of the season, and in our last game, we were down 2-0, and Maddie hit a laser double out to the fence. We tie the game. It's 2-2. Then Maddie tags up and scores for us, and we're ahead. Now, that game doesn't end well for us, but man, it was exciting. She did a great job. And an athlete new to our program was Selena Maldonado. Selena is a natural athlete and physically picked the skills up fast with barely any practice time. Even more impressive than her athleticism is her personality. She is infectious. She has a character and ability to roll whatever comes her way. She's truly special. The next special kid on our team is Bella Gardner. She is only in 8th grade and tough as nails. She is the definition of work ethic on the field and an example to all of those around her. She is always willing to do whatever it takes any day of the week. Bella later transitioned into a third baseman and center fielder where she made outstanding plays. She is also one of the most aggressive heads-up base runners we have. And all of this after she got her nose broken in the most insane collision at first base I've ever seen. Now we're about to face another hardship. Our starting pitcher, Reagan Evingham, suffers a shoulder injury and she is no longer able to pitch. Lucky for the team, she was still able to do everything else. Reagan was disappointed, but she handled this great. I have seen so much growth in Reagan as an athlete and a person, and she is naturally gifted and really focused on lifting herself up in tough moments this season. So with Ray out of the circle, Lexi Smith then becomes our new starting pitcher. Lexi is a very unique individual. I don't think I have ever met a student athlete with more emotional maturity and mental toughness. Her softball IQ is off the charts. Lexi pitched 4 games straight her first week, and the team really rallied behind her, and we got our first 2 wins. That takes us right into spring break for the girls to have some much-needed rest. Then we come back and find out Reese Harwood is no longer eligible to play. We're down to 9 players. Reese was really starting to come along too, especially in the box. In her last game played, Reese ripped a double, putting us in the lead against Livonia. She also has a positive attitude and is a bright spot on the team. Reese never missed a practice, even though she was hurt, and she ran our team game changer. So we go on break, we come back, and we have 3 games in a row. We're hoping to keep the momentum going. And then, in the 6th inning, we're playing Wayland. Lexi has a knee injury, and we lose Lexi. So right now, we have some kids ready to pitch that have not pitched in over a year. But we rallied in the circle, and Jordan Dyring stepped up. And she said, "I'll pitch, coach." Jordan had not pitched in over a year, and with her knee injury prior to the season being her landing leg, I understood her hesitation. But in that moment, she stepped up for her team. Jordan is one of the best hitters on our team and has tremendous mental toughness. In the previous game against Livonia, she hit a walk-off triple in the 7th to win it. She did a great job and continued to come in for relief whenever we needed her. The very next day, Reagan was cleared to pitch, and we felt like our luck was going to change. Finally, a bit of good news. Ray came back into the circle with a force. Her first game back, we faced Avon and went 8 innings, 0-0 in the 8th, ending with Reagan hitting a walk-off double to win the game. She came back ready for action. This left us with a hole at third base to fill. Bella Gardner stepped into that role and did her best, but we soon realized she was an exceptional center fielder. Our catchers then took turns at the hot corner. Parker and Cadence split catching duties this season, both doing a great job. Cadence is one of our captains and also played outfield for the team when needed. But I'm confident she would have played anywhere we asked and did her best. Cadence is a power hitter and got to showcase that when she hit a 3-run home run in the top of the 9th, ultimately putting us ahead to beat Bolivar Richburg. The other captain on our team is Lila Dyring. Lila is one of the hardest workers I know. She would take 1,000 reps every day if she could. She is always vocal every play and made sure everyone knew what the situation was. She is constantly advocating for what's best for our team, no matter what, and she never hangs her head. She is willing to do anything to better the team, and I think the girls made a great choice when they voted her captain. Our one consistent outfielder was Aaliyah Stewart. She locked down right field. She became quite the ball player by the end of the season. Stewie is one of the most joyful people I have ever met. She always had a smile on her face, and she never gave up. And I was tough on her a little bit. I will never forget that moment she realized she hit her first home run. It was just pure joy as she's coming around. It was amazing. It was amazing. And I think most of the team would agree she is our most improved player. So with all of our injuries, we're now down to 8, and we could not have fielded a team without 2 JV girls really stepping up. Chloe Connor and Alyssa Haley. I was hard on them, but they never quit. They were willing to play no matter what. We are very grateful they agreed to help our squad. There's only one athlete left I haven't talked about, and that is our Red Raider Award winner, Parker Graham. Parker played center field and played third base for the team. Parker is the definition of competitive excellence. She is not only a top athlete, but a real strategist, always thinking a move ahead of her opponent. Our athlete-coach relationship had its ups and downs, but we worked through it. Parker can be sharp sometimes when she delivers a message, but the message itself is usually right. As the season progressed, she became less sharp and started to apply her competitive excellence to her team. Parker called pitches when she was behind the plate. She had my full trust. She just had a knack for it and made the pitchers feel supported and motivated. Toward the middle of the season, we were struggling in the outfield. Parker approached me at practice and said, "I will play outfield if it's what's best for the team." She is an excellent center fielder, but it is not her preferred position. She was putting the team's needs before her own. Parker worked relentlessly with Stewie at practice to improve the outfield, and it really made a difference as we came to the end of the season. Parker is also a dual sport athlete with track as her secondary sport. And being a successful dual sport athlete is extremely difficult. It requires constant communication with all your coaches as well as physically exhausting yourself daily competing in 2 sports. Parker is a great example of what a successful athlete looks like. So all the hardships of this season were just an exercise in grit and mental toughness to prepare us for next season. And you will see a better team next season. So thank you all the girls for showing up this season and not quitting.
First, I want to thank our JV coach, Todd Bielecki, for a great golf season and wish him great luck in his retirement. We certainly will miss Coach Bielecki. I also want to thank Liz Norton for all that she does for both programs. She is certainly a great part of our golf family. Our seniors, I want to recognize Gabby Pizzaro and Riley Tierney. It's been a true pleasure to coach you. And I also want to highlight some great scorers on our team this year. Both are 9th graders. One is Noah Panter, who had the lowest scoring average for our team, and Alex Norton, who's also a 9th grader, was close behind him, and they both represented us at the LCA double tournament. They're in the back row, boys, wave. They're one to watch for sure. They may even beat their coach someday. We'll see. For the Red Raider Golf Award, it goes to a senior leader whose golf swing is as beautiful as the person she is. This student athlete demonstrates great character in all that she participates in. Her fellow team members adore her. Let me just repeat that. She is adored. Her calm, positive presence will be missed. We are very proud to give this award to Gabby Pizzara.
There we go. All right, one more time around. The boys' 2024 outdoor season was exceptional in many ways. First, as Coach Welch alluded to the numbers game, it was one of our largest squads in recent years, with many first-year runners, jumpers, and throwers joining a very strong group of veteran athletes. A lot of leadership as well. Overall, our team finished 1-4. But it could have just as easily as been 3-1 in the county league. We tied one meet. I'm sorry, we were 1-2. We tied a meet. We lost another meet by just a little, and we won a meet by a little bit more. And there was one meet we're never going to talk about again. So let's talk about some individuals now. Junior Kellen Crow, Livingston All-Star, 200 meters, 400 meters, and key component of the 400 meter and 1600 meter relays. Spring Day champion, 200, 400, 400 relays, 16 relay. Hornell Invitational, 4th in the 200, and I promised Kellen we won't invite Waverly back, so maybe 1st next year. Waverly finished 1, 2, 3 on Kellen. Senior Jacob Phillips, Livingston County All-Star, 400 hurdles. Key member of the 400 meter and 1600 meter relay team. Spring Day champion, 400 hurdles. 2nd at the Hornell Invite. Joining Jacob and Kellen is Livingston County All-Stars, senior Xavier Patrick, Austin Goldman, and first-year runner Demaine Dixon. They were the Spring Day 1600 meter champions, 400 meter relay. They took 2nd by 400ths of a second. And the Hornell Invite, they placed 2nd as well. At the Section 5 Class B championships, Kellen was the 200 and 400 meter champion. Jacob was the 400 meter champion, both earning sectional patches, along with their teammates on the 400 meter relay and the 1600 meter relay that I just mentioned. The boys finished tied for 5th at sectionals out of 15 teams. And I briefly mentioned it, but I want to mention it to all the boys who are here tonight. Our record wasn't stellar in Livingston County, but that night after Section 5 championship, every coach in our league came up and shook my hand, not for me, good job coach, but for the amazing job you did out there. I'm tremendously proud of that. I don't want you to ever forget it. Moving on to the Stephen Terry Award. Stephen Terry was a member of the class of 1977, a loving husband and a caring father, a loyal friend, and a very generous individual. He was an avid supporter of Red Raiders sports after his graduation and an active leader in the Hornell community. As a Red Raider, Steve excelled in sports, earning 9 varsity letters in football, wrestling, and track and field. He was a thrower. The family presents the Stephen G. Terry Memorial Track and Field Award and scholarship in Steve's memory to an outstanding member of the boys or girls track teams. A $500 award at graduation accompanies tonight's athletic accolade. The winner of the Terry Award must carry an academic average of 85 or higher and reflect the traits that Steve himself embodied as a scholar athlete at HHS and throughout his life: integrity, dedication, sportsmanship, and personal sacrifice. This year's winner personifies these characteristics both in the classroom and in athletic competition. And he's a consummate team player, and now this year finally achieved the pinnacle of individual success and met his personal goals. This year's winner of the Stephen Terry Award is Jacob Phillips. Jake, come on up here. Jake's a 7-letter varsity letter winner in track and field. This indoor season, he was 3rd in the 300 in the Rochester Winter Track League, 7th in the triple jump, Section 5 championship, 5th in the 300, 7th in the triple jump. We've had a very small boys indoor team, and Jake's foregone individual events so that his teammates could move on to the championships and sectionals and be able to compete, because without him, they wouldn't have been able to go. So those 800-meter and 1,600-meter relay teams, all right, you owe Jake a debt of gratitude as well. This outdoor season, he was again, as I said, Livingston County All-Star, 400 hurdles, finished 6th in the 110 hurdles, 9th in the triple, anchor of our 1,600 relay, one of our many anchors, they took turns, ranked number 2. He was the Section 5 Class B champion in the 400 hurdles, 6th in the 110 hurdles, and he was a member of the championship 1,600-meter relay team, and he finished 5th at sectionals in the 110 hurdles. 2-year team captain, one of the first at practice and always one of the last to leave. This outdoor season, he's dropped his time in the 400-meter hurdles by several seconds, and one of the premier hurdlers in Livingston County in Section 5. His time of 58.68 is 13th in all of Section 5 and 2nd in Livingston County. And he joins a New York State champion and another young man who ran a 57-something, but as Jake is now 3rd all-time on the Hornell outdoor 400 hurdle list. He's a solid student and plans to attend college and major in criminal justice. Just one of those great athletes whose dedication and hard work have allowed him to excel in track and field. Jake, your coach is proud of you. Thank you.
All right, for the girls, first I want to start off by saying thank you to John Cardamone, our assistants, Jimmy Welch, Julia Butts, and Emma Flights. The grounds crew were amazing this year. And mostly I want to say thank you to Mike, who is retiring this year. We'll truly miss him, and I appreciate everything that you've ever done for me and took me under your wing. So the varsity girls, yes. Varsity girls had a very successful season this year. For the Livingston County, our record was only 2-2. However, invitationals is where we really shined. The girls brought home the championship trophy for both the Hornell Invitational and Wellsville Spring Day.
They also placed second at the Section 5 Class B2 Championship meet. They're a very young team, and the majority of girls only being in 9th or 10th grade, but that didn't stop them from being a powerhouse. Our 4x1 team of Riley Harwood, Marianne Colson, Ella White, Delaney Thompson, and Selena Maldonado took either first or second at every single meet right through the sectionals. They're ranked second in Class B2 and first in Livingston County. At the sectional meet, they ran a smoking time of 50.55 seconds, which is only 0.26 seconds off of the school record, and they placed second. I have no doubt they'll break that next year. The 4x4 team, consisting of Sylvia Coretto, Parker Graham, Madison Rudenauer, Delaney Thompson, and Ella White, were also a huge contender. They placed first at both the Hornell Invitational and the county championships, as well as second in Wellsville and third at sectionals. They are ranked third in both the Livingston County and Class B2. Individually, we had a lot of top finishes as well. Some of the top finishes in Section 5 Class B2 were Parker Graham, 4th in the 400 hurdles, Eliza Bowden, 4th in the 3,000 and 8th in the 1,500, Sylvia Coretto, 4th in the 800 and 8th in the 400 hurdles, and Delaney Thompson, 6th in the high jump. We have 3 Livingston County All-Stars this year. New to the roster this year was junior Madison Rudenauer. She had been running a great 400 times, so I threw her in the 400 hurdles for the Wellsville Invitational. She looked at me like I was crazy and said she didn't think she could do it. I told her I knew she'd do great, just to trust me. She ended up placing 4th. At the county championship, she dropped her time and placed 3rd. And then at the sectional meet, she PR'd again and placed 2nd. Madison was named an LCAA All-Star for the 400 hurdles and finished 3rd overall in the league and 2nd in Class B2. Sophomore Selena Maldonado dominated in the 200, long jump, and triple jump this year. She was the Section 5 Class B2 champion in the 200 and had not lost a race up until the state qualifier meet where she placed 3rd. At the sectional meet, she cleared 16 feet, 9.5 inches in the long jump, which landed her a 2nd place victory. She also finished 7th at state qualifiers. Her best 200-meter time of 26.03 seconds and her triple jump of 34, 7 and 3/4 landed her the title of LCAA All-Star for both of those events. She is ranked 1st in Class B2 and 2nd in Livingston County for the 200, 3rd in LCAA in Class B2 in long jump, and 2nd in LCAA and 6th in Class B2 for triple jump. And last but not least, freshman Ella White was a juggernaut this season in the 100-meter dash, taking 1st in every meet up until state qualifiers where she placed 5th. She was also remarkable in the 100 hurdles as she placed top 3 for every meet this season. I tried her in many different events to which she rose to the challenge in every one. She decided she didn't want to do many of them after she tried them once, but she still accomplished it. She was a Section 5 Class B2 champion for both the 100-meter dash and the 100 hurdles, as well as named the LCAA All-Star in both events. She's ranked 1st in Class B2 and the Livingston County League in the 100 dash, 2nd for both Class B2 and LCAA in the 100 hurdles, and 7th for Class B2 in the 400 hurdles. At the state qualifier meet, she placed 5th in the 100-meter dash, in which she had already held the state super standard with a time of 12.39 seconds, which automatically qualified her for the state meet where she will be competing this Friday and Saturday. So even though this team is young, they are fierce, and I can't wait to see what the next few years hold. Now on to the Lisa Rosica Award. Coach Lisa Knickerbocker Rosica was a guidance counselor for 29 years and served as a track and field coach at Hornell High School from 1996 to 2017. She passed away in 2018 after a battle with cancer. During her career as the girls' head coach and then the throwers' coach, she helped lead the Red Raiders to 9 Section 5 team championships. Coach Rosica also produced numerous Livingston County and Section 5 champions and guided 4 athletes to the New York State Championship meet. In addition to being an outstanding track and field coach, Lisa Rosica utilized her professional training as a counselor to mentor many Hornell athletes throughout difficult times in their lives, both on and off the track. And to all her throwers, she was much more than a coach. With her nurturing personality, loving kindness, and omnipresent smile, she became a mother figure to many young women and men during her 22-year coaching tenure. The character and courage Lisa possessed were enviable. She had the strength of heart to let all of her students know she loved them. She had the strength of character to show us all that when you meet your greatest challenge in life, even if it defeats your body, it should never defeat your spirit. This year's recipient of the Lisa Rosica Award has done 4 years of outdoor track, 3 years of indoor track, 6 years of cross country. She started out as a distance runner, and due to a chronic injury which caused her not to be able to run distance anymore, she then transitioned to shot and disc. She's been a positive role model and a cheerleader for the entire team and is one of our team captains. She is also this year's valedictorian. She plans on attending college at Susquehanna University next fall for criminology. We will surely miss her infectious smile and sweet personality. This year's Lisa Rosica Award goes to Nora Foreman.
And now we're on to the final portion. In case you're really wondering, yes, it's hot down here. Before I forget, join us in the gym. It is air conditioned in there for cookies, and that's where most of our trophies will be for the senior awards that I'm going to present. Also, too, let's make sure Ella, can you stand up, please, Ella? Ella's our lone athlete still competing. She is going to states, so let's cheer her on to a victory in states. Let's go, Ella. And Coach D'Agostino, you will be so missed. And I'm glad that you asked for the volunteer form. I'm going to hold you to that. Now on to our last 9 awards. And yes, I will be short. Our first award is a new award. It's the Warren R. Wally Amphlett Teammate Award. This award is given to the player that exemplifies selflessness play, a commitment and dedication to their team. This is the player that's given high fives when someone does well or who picks up a player when they fail. They may not be the best player on the team, but they're always invested in the team. They never give less than they're capable of and consistently set the tone for the effort for the rest of the team to follow. They motivate, teach, encourage, display sportsmanship regardless of the score or outcome. They are the glue that holds the team together. They care more about the team than themselves. Tonight we are joined by members of the Amphlett family. We are saddened by the passing of such a great man, but also humbled that we get to present this award on your family's behalf. This award goes to a young man whose path has not been an easy one, but at times he made it look easy, which is a testament to the work ethic and determination of this young man. This is the hardest part for me, I'm sorry. I have seen many times this young man unable to compose himself, but somehow finds a way to go on for his teammates, his family. The first ever winner of the Warren R. Wally Amphlett Teammate Award goes to a football teammate, a basketball teammate, and a track teammate, Xavier Patrick. I'm not tearing up, I'm just hot. The next award is the Zachary D. Smith Athletic Grant Award. Zach was a graduate of Hornell High School, class of 2008, where he was a member of the football and golf team. Immediately following graduation, he followed his lifelong dream and enlisted in the United States Marine Corps. On October 3rd, 2008, he graduated from recruit training in Parris Island, South Carolina. He competed in the Marine Corps Infantry and then was assigned as 2nd Platoon C Company, 1st Battalion, 6th Marine, based in Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. Zach was an avid golfer, a member of Twin Hickory, and also the Hornell Golf Club. He enjoyed watching sporting events. He especially liked to root for the Giants, the Yankees, and the Syracuse Orange. This award is presented to a senior athlete who consistently displays excellence of courage, character, enthusiasm, generosity, leads by example, excellent work ethic, loyalty to family and friends, and above all, love and respect for all human beings. This award winner goes to a golfer and a swimmer who is quiet as they come. She only started talking to me a few weeks ago. She is compassionate as they come and as nice as they come, and will be missed dearly when she leaves. It is my pleasure to present the Zachary D. Smith Memorial Award to Gabby Pissarro. The James Dagan Memorial Award is presented to a senior athlete who the coaches of Hornell believes exemplifies excellence of character both on and off the field. During his youth, James Dagan was an outstanding athlete playing football, basketball, and baseball. However, Jim will always be remembered for his generosity, kindness, and love of all people. Throughout his adult life, Jim always could be seen at Hornell High School athletic competitions cheering on his Red Raiders. Jim has a special place in his heart for the youth, especially its athletes. The James Dagan Award is one that honors excellence of character. Someone who comes to mind and thinking of the Dagan Award is inscribed on the plaque, presented to a senior athlete who consistently displays excellence of character, enthusiasm, generosity, loyalty to family and friends, and above all, love and respect for all human beings. The 2024 James Dagan Award goes to a young man who fits this description to a T. He is a wonderful role model to young student athletes. He goes out of his way to help those around him, and I know this firsthand because he's been a great mentor to my son. He also is the person I hope to someday when I grow up, I want to look like him. The award goes to Jack Emo. I know you all saw the resemblance there, didn't you? Next is the Robert J. Bozzard Helping Hand Award. This award is presented to the student athlete who helps all of the athletes in his or her teams. This person is one who goes above and beyond what's expected and does with a keen interest of improving his or her team. The winner of this award always has a strong sense of placing the good above his or her own interest. In the team spirit, success cannot be achieved without athletes like this person. This person finds as much reward in helping others to improve as he or she does his own achievements. This year, this award goes to a young man who is a shining example of this. Yes, sometimes if you saw him, there is a rough exterior. There is a gruff way of talking to you, but it's done out of love. I've seen this firsthand. Being around these programs, he helps the younger wrestlers become better, giving up his own practice time, once again moving to a position of need. He did this in football by giving up his position to a sophomore and moving to a different position because it was best for the team. He also did this in baseball where he moved to a position of need, even though he didn't have experience playing that role. There are only a few young men that have shown this over his time as Hornell, and I'm proud to present the Robert J. Bozzard Helping Hand Award to Logan Snyder. Now the Emery Curtis Spirit Award. This award honors enthusiasm. This person is a maker of friends, as the energy he or she displays infects others on his or her team. This person also is concerned less about his or her own achievement and more concerned about urging others to perform. This person is optimistic, always gives 100%, not only to his or her sport, but also gives 100% to their teammates. This person's attitude is infectious. Their spirit serves to improve his team. You've heard so much about this young man tonight. He is a great athlete. He's dedicated and hard work have allowed him to excel on track and field. But he's also a solid student, an outstanding sportsman, an excellent teammate, a leader by example, and invaluable to his coaches. Many times he's the first to arrive and the last to leave, always asking before he leaves, "What more can I do to help you out, Coach?" The Emery Curtis Spirit Award is presented to Jake Phillips. The Gary Carnes Sportsmanship Award honors an HHS athlete who displays behavior and models the concept of good sportsmanship. To be a good sportsman takes a great deal of maturity, and competitive athletes, by their very nature, don't always result in wins. This award winner conducts himself with great dignity regardless of the situation, and also without regard to the outcome. In this time of sports, there's so much trash talking and so little example of role models in sportsmanship and athletics. This award serves as a great example to others. This is a well-traveled varsity athlete. He has experience being coached by a lot of our coaches. He started out in cross country, then moved to football for 2 years, ran outdoor track for 3 years, and swam for 1 year. A testament of his personality is also, to my knowledge, or to any of his coaches, has ever spoken a negative word about any of his teammates or opponents, making Hunter Mosher the perfect fit for the 2024 Gary Carnes Sportsmanship Award winner. The Ernie Wyatt Award started in 1993. The Ernie Wyatt Memorial is a model after the characteristics of Ernie himself. It displays as well as those sought to develop in others, while the recipient should display good grades. They're only a part of the entries criteria. More than anything, Ernie Wyatt exemplifies the concept of work ethic. He knew what hard work would accomplish, not only financially, but morally and spiritually as well. The winner of this award indicates to a person has formed a solid work ethic, exhibiting and understanding the connection between hard work and success. And more than anything else, Ernie Wyatt constructed a powerful bond between himself and the Hornell community, especially its youth. The 2024 winner is a great example of this. He gives 100% every day during his respective career. This young man embodies all these characteristics. He's even referred to as an old soul, or an old man. His work ethic is second to none. He's often first to arrive at practice, but he only lives a few steps away. It is my pleasure to present this award to Davin Oyer. Two more. And now for the most outstanding male athlete. The Evening Tribune Award is presented annually to an outstanding senior athlete. This award must go to a solid student and citizen, in addition to the achievements of athletic competition. A strong history of high academic performance is one criteria. I don't know what more I could say about this young man that hasn't already been said. Multiple varsity letters. Started 4 years here, started 4 years there. He's a champion in just about everything he tries. He succeeded in everything he tried, and he did it silently. But most importantly, I think there's something me and your dad will never forget. The Pico to Pico! The win against Livonia. Our Evening Tribute Award winner is Gennaro Pico. The Debbie Van Scooter Award is presented to the outstanding female and athlete this year. This award is given in memory of Debbie Van Scooter, who was an exceptional athlete here at HHS before her tragic death. This year we recognize a young lady who is a shining example of this outstanding award. This young lady can be described as determined, mentally tough, hard worker, powerful, fierce competitor, enthusiastic, relentless, someone who is willing to do anything that the team needs, mature, and the one thing I think everybody sitting here senior-wise would think is you're irreplaceable. This year she was a 5-sport athlete. Again, I could go on, but it's too hot and I might start crying again. It is my pleasure to present the Debbie Van Scooter Award to Cadence Golnick. Where are your shoes? My flip-flops broke. Oh, Lord. I did everything but that, huh? That concludes our awards. Please join us in the gym for some cookies and some pictures. Thank you, everyone. Where's Bronx?
He's not here.
What's with the dogs? Where's your shoes?
Right in front of him.
Mr. Cardamone. I forgot to walk up to get my award.
It's okay. Once I find the 7th graders, we'll be okay.
I didn't know it's new.
I got Bronx's.
No. Well, they called my name.
East Blue welcomes you to Alfred State, the #1 SUNY Regional College. Learn professional services like business, medical, or food service. Your skills will serve you well in the future. Launch your career with ASC Career Paths at alfredstate.edu.
After you've been injured at work, you might feel like you're up against your employer.
But the truth is, your employer isn't the opponent, the insurance company is. You need a workers' comp attorney with the knowledge and experience to maximize your benefits.
Call Connors and Ferris today, as we have dedicated over 20 years of our professional careers to helping injured workers.
Connors and Ferris, your workers' comp attorneys.
My name is Richard Powell. I'm an athlete at Alfred State College. The reason why I came to see Dr. Wilhelm is because of my shoulder injuries. I had suffered an injury on my 21st birthday on the field against Gallaudet. He did a great job with my surgery. I played the entire season with it perfectly fine. I was able to tackle people without restrictions. The best and quickest recovery I ever had from any injury that I had working with him. He gets the job done and he knows what he's doing. So I highly recommend you guys come to see Dr. Wilhelm.
One scorching heat wave will leave me powerless to cool my insulin.
When the storm rolls in, my time to find a pet-friendly evacuation center will have run out.
I'm relying on luck, but who knows if it'll be on my side.
When it comes to disasters and emergencies, it's not a matter of if, but when. Take control. 1. Assess your needs. 2. Make a plan. 3. Engage your support network. Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell.
Concerned about the cost of your insurance? The Ryan agencies sift through quotes from many companies to uncover your best insurance value. You'd be surprised at the savings we can find. Let's just talk. What's there to lose? The Ryan agencies, your local insurance inflation fighters.
Insurance protection you can rely on. The Ryan Agency.
Traditional checking accounts are old news. So what are you waiting for? Reach new heights with Apex Rewards checking from First Heritage Federal Credit Union. Apex gives you the option to choose between cash back or high interest with a free checking account that pays you. Plus, ATM fees get refunded. Choose your rewards at FHFCU.org and get one step closer to achieving your financial goals.
Shop, finance, and buy your next car all online. With a new shopping experience at your fingertips, make car buying simple when you drive your deal at Simmons Rockwell Nissan in Horseheads and Hornell.
Hi, I'm Laura Dagan-Pico, and along with my father, Jim Dagan, operate the Dagan Funeral Home here in Hornell.
The Dagan Funeral Home is a large, spacious, handicap-accessible facility with a seating capacity of 150 people, along with a separate family room for entertaining children. We also offer DVD memorial tributes, which continually show photographs and movies of your loved one's life on 2 beautiful flat-screen TVs.
The Dagan Funeral Home, 5 generations of the Dagan family serving your family.
Adding your own flavor to fashion comes with age.
Okay, Dad, look at you.
Yeah, welcome. Hi.
Forgetting how to add doesn't. Finding it difficult to work with numbers may be a sign of Alzheimer's.
Dad, are you okay?
An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's. Some things come with age, some others don't.